Yeah, hello. I come your way today to come talk about something, something as usual. And I've been asking myself questions. Failure, 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 failure. Failure is there, failure is here. Educational failure, business failure, health failure. I mean, so much failures in this world. And I've heard stories about failure where people do not want to be associated with failure in any way, shape, or form. I mean, because it's not a good thing to have failures in your steps, in your momentums. I mean, in your quest for achievement in anything that you want to do. Failure is not an option. It's not a good thing to have your way. And so I agree. I mean, one way or the other, it's not something you should expect or you should even entertain in your life. But I kind of like also think and ask myself, is there a way that someone in this world has never experienced failure in anything before, whether failure in health, failure in career, failure in educational, I mean ladder, failure in anything. Is there anyone? And the answer I got for myself is maybe there could probably be someone, because I might not know all of the people on this planet. The same few people that I know, and even the few people that I know, how many of them? I mean, so it's relative, and people can also not even get explanations, or maybe they have side of the experience with failure to tell you because they've not even experienced it at all. And I kind of find it very amusing. Like when we are going to write exams, nobody wants to, I mean, hear of failure in terms of the papers and anything. But I sat down and I got this inspiration. The last time I was talking about life being a person, a personality, having the persona of life, the mentality of, but failure too is a person. Failure is a person, and that is how I see it, how I view failure as, because I'm beginning to understand, like, everything has life, everything has purpose, everything has a reason, everything has a being, and they are here with us for purposes, and they come with times and events and seasons. So as human beings, we are also here for purposes and other reasons. So everything here has a being. So I'm beginning to view whether success, whether failure, whether disappointment, anything as a being, something that has a purpose, that's something that doesn't just come. It comes with a reason, and does things with purpose. And upon, thinking about that, I got to understand that failure is a being, and in the greater extent, failure is even a person and a friend. One thing, the thing is, you want to achieve, you want to make success. Yes, that is your expectation. Your vision, your goal, your aspiration you set, that you want to achieve, you want to gain success in whatever field or whatever thing that you are doing. So success is life. It's a being. When you achieve it, when you get it in any sphere, it adds something to you. It creates value around you. It builds you up. It puts you on another pedal. It gets you on another stage, another pedigree, a podium. It kind of raises you up. Builds confidence around. So it's a being. It comes with values. It comes with elements that when they come to you, when you feel it, you are emboldened by the element of success. That is the value it creates and all of that. So it's an addition. It gets you something. It's the same way that failure is in my own view. But the thing is, the mentality, the approach to failure is where I have my issues with. The approach to failure is where I have my reasons with. So that failure is a being, it's gonna come your way, yes. But what is your approach to failure? How do you understand failure? How do you even confront it in times like that? Because the dictionary, I don't know how different yours may be from mine, but my dictionary, which is the Merriam dictionary, tells me that failure is just the inability to perform a normal function, a cessation in performance. That is, you are to write a paper, but you were unable to perform to standard, to the requirement of the marks on the paper, so you failed. So it's not like you didn't have what it takes. You performed, but you were unable, as at the time, you were unable as at the time to perform to the standard or to the required mark. And I get it. One way, I failed in many papers. I mean, so much expectation we've drawn, but at the end of it all, there were failures all over around us because we were unable to make the mark. It's not like, no, our heads were dead. No. But as at the time, we were unable to make the mark. But the question is, what was my approach? What was my perspective? The angle at which I was looking at that inability. Ladies and gentlemen, I have found this very amazing and amusing as well, that failure is a friend, is a being, is a person. He only comes to befriend people who will have a story. Failure is a friend who only comes to befriend people who will only have a story to tell. So if in one way or the other, I'm not saying if anybody has not experienced failure before, is that person that doesn't have a story to tell. No. But in this perspective, and from this angle that I'm coming, I am saying that failure is a being, is a person, is a friend who only comes to befriend people who have a story to tell. And count it a joy if you have befriended, or failure has befriended you today, because definitely it will leave you with a story. I have never seen anybody who has gotten the podium, the platform to share a story, and doesn't make the beauty of failure in his or her statement, doesn't make the assertion that it has been the reason of my transition from failure to success that has made me who I am today. I listen to a lot of speeches, a lot of life stories, and you can clearly and vividly extract from their statements that it has been the springboard of failure, the transition from failure. So failure comes to leave you with a story, but the mindset of accepting, approaching, confronting failure is where my issue is. Ladies and gentlemen, failure is a person. Failure is a being. Failure is a friend. Count it and count yourself lucky if you are befriended today by failure, because you only befriend people who have a story. So it means you have a story to tell someday. That is why you are experiencing. That is why you befriended, or he has befriended you today. Because failure doesn't leave you with nothing. He comes to leave you with a story. How amazing it is. I want you to accept and approach and have the mentality to approach failure in this way. That today I am experiencing failure in my life. Failure has come my way. I was unable to pass the paper. I was unable to continue the business. I was unable to manage the finances. I was unable to reach the pedigree. I was unable to attack this. I was unable to maintain this. I was unable to have gotten this. I was unable to have climbed. I was unable to have maintained momentum. But in any way, shape, or form, I am experiencing failure at this time in my life. But the angle I would want to look at failure is this: that it is leaving me with a story to tell, that when I come back stronger someday later, I will have a story to tell about failure. How failure put me in a difficult situation. How failure stripped me of all my confidences. How failure took me to the gutters. How failure brought me shame and pain. How failure got me people to make mockery of me, stigmatize me. How failure deranged me. But upon realizing and assessing the way and the comeback to success, I know that failure didn't just come my way, but it made me write a book. It made me got a story. It made me come this far. I had to learn my lessons. Ladies and gentlemen, failure is a beautiful island, and whoever gets on that island doesn't have to stay there. You will have to come back from that island. It is just a temporal situation, but be it on you to approach it this way, that it is not for permanence. Failure has come to give me a story. People write books out of failures. People write stories out of failures. People do movies out of failures. Ladies and gentlemen, failure is a friend, and I would that you give it that space for that time. It comes unaware. Nobody expects failure, but when it befriends you, accept it, open up to it, get the lessons learned, come back prepared stronger, come back with the lessons, and then someday you will have to thank failure. Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Barack Obama, all have experienced failure in their lives, in their careers. But it is not that island that matters. It is the mountain peak that we consider. That when you are left on that island of failure for a while, pick up yourself. Failure will befriend you in a way or two. But the thing is, how do I? Ladies and gentlemen, it is not a good thing to experience failure, I admit. I mean, it's a bad situation, a bad feeling, a bad note. But accept it. For failure doesn't befriend people who do not have a story. He will give you a story. Focus on the story. Focus on the next thing. It's a springboard to success. Failure is you see, you would have done it, you would have passed. But when you are truncated by failure, you make a mark better than the first mark you should have made. That is the secret of failure. You would have made that amount. You would have made that milestone. But because failure disrupted and distorted the focus, when you reassess and gather yourself and realign yourself well, you will come back greater. Failure always comes with a story. I would that you focus on the story than the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still your inspirational speaker, L.A.M Wisdom. I'm a Pan-Africanist, and I always say that the beauty and the greatness of Africa is yet to be made. I have that conviction, I have that feeling in my heart that Africa is going to make it. It has started. It is in the air, it is in the wind, it is blowing. That the sons of this world, the sons of this part of this world, the sons of the sand here, the soil here, are going to make Africa proud. I leave you with my greetings, that whatever that you're going through, just have it, open up to it, and know that it has come to give you a story. Focus on the story than the situation, and it shall be good and well with you. Thank you.